Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Withernsea on the East Yorkshire coast. Not been to Withernsea for about 5 months now. Middle of March I think was the last time I was here, and I did a little walk around. It was obviously before even spring season, so it was closed and there was not a lot going on, and I did say at that point that we would be back in the summer. It is now the middle of August. We're on a 30-degree heat day. It's a heat wave, a summer heat wave, because we're in the summer, and it's halfway through the kids' summer holidays, the school summer holidays of 2025. So I thought I'll come back to Withernsea now in the middle of summer and see just how different it is. So let's take a little walk around the seafront and we'll see what is new, if there's anything new, if there's anything here just for the summer season, and just how busy it is compared to the last time it was here 5 months ago in March. Let's go take a look around Withernsea. Okay, so I've started down this road just because I'm going to tell you this is where you can park for free, all the way down this promenade road. It's busy today, there's a lot of cars here, but you don't have to pay for parking regardless of the time of year, and however long you want to stay you can stay, no charge. And that's all the way along this sea wall here with the rocks on the side of the beach, the sea flood defence, and then the road at the side here is all free parking. So I thought I'd just show you that and start this end, and we'll walk down. We'll have a look at everything that's on the front. We'll take a look at how busy it is on the beach. Looks like the tide is fairly far out, so there's a lot of sand for people to be using today and making the most of. But as I say, it's 30 degrees today, bright sunshine. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's a really nice breeze, and I think without it, it would be unbearable today. So we'll take a look. As I say, I'll show you. I think there is a fun fair here in the summer, usually. I think I can see it in the distance there. Yeah, there is a fun fair, and that usually does come for the summer holidays, the last few years at least anyway. We'll go up to the little castle monument, the little pier entrance, and go down onto the beach there and take a little look around. We'll have a look in the town centre, like the main high street just to the right. I think the last time I came as well, in March, the arcades, the amusements weren't open, so they 100% will be open today, so I'll be able to take you around that and have a little look inside. It's really nice to see these seaside resorts thriving. As I said before in winter videos, these seaside towns, they heavily rely on this time of year to be able to make a living. Obviously when we came in March there was not a lot going on. I did do a few other seaside towns in January, February, March, through the winter, just to check out how they are operating through the off-season months, and for most of them there was not a lot going on, which is understandable. So I did say at that point I would return to each one of them through the summer to see the difference, and I've been to a few. I think I did Mablethorpe and Skegness and Scarborough and Bridlington, all in the summer season. So we've got Withernsea. If I've got time after this one I will head to Hornsea, but that will be a different video anyway. That's about 35-minute drive down the coast to get to Hornsea. So if I get a chance at some point later on I will do that one as well, and that will go on after this one. But we'll check out what rides and attractions are at the little summer fun fair, see if we can get an idea of some prices and things as well. Let's see how busy the beach is. Look. There is quite a lot of people in the sea. As I mentioned, it's such a nice day today. Obviously it is in the middle of summer, we'd expect that, but if I'd have come last week, I think there was a couple of days last week we was hitting sort of 14, 15 degrees and rain, and it was August last week. So we are back into the normal summer season again now, weather-wise. I think for the next few days we've got up to 30, 32 degree heat. Nothing beats a British seaside in the summer. Nothing. Just the sound of the waves. We was at one yesterday. We went to Bridlington yesterday. Didn't vlog that. That was just a little trip out. Took Albie and Zach. Maisie was busy in Leeds doing something. but we took the other two and we did a paddle in the paddling pool and went on the beach for a bit, got some chips, and that was a nice day out. And that was just a vlog free day, just because I've done Bridlington quite recently. That's why I've chose to come to Withernsea today, because it's been 5 months. 14th of March, I just checked, 14th of March was the last time I came to Withernsea with you guys. I have been since, but just not vlogged it. So I think enough time has passed now, and we've skipped a season and gone into the next. So came in winter. I don't know, I'd say it was probably borderline spring because the weather wasn't too bad, but it was still coat weather, still needed a coat. But it was the 14th of March and now we're in the middle of August. So the arcade over there is Fantasy Island, and next to it is Game King. Does go through into one, so we'll start at one end and go through the whole building, and I'll show you everything that's in there. Well, I won't show you everything. It took me ages to show you every machine, but we'll go through from one end to the other, and you can have a look yourselves what you can see. There's a lot of deck chairs on the beach. I can see some teacups. There is some public toilets there, just in case you're wondering. A little bit further down from the free parking, there is parking here. This is free, but it is restricted to time limits. I think you get an hour, this bit, but where we started, you can stay as long as you like. But this part where there's a 1 hour time limit, there is some free public toilets. And we'll go check out what's here. That Castle Cafe on the corner there, you can quite often find hundreds of motorbikes parked outside there, because that is like a bikers meeting point, and quite often they'll have little bikers trips out and they'll have meets at that Castle Cafe. At the minute there's only 5 or 6 bikes there, but sometimes you can see literally hundreds filling up all this area. And that's the pier entrance. That's from the old-fashioned pier that used to be here. There's a model of it just here, surrounded by the little miniature golf at the minute. So it looks like there's just your classic sort of fun fair rides. You've got a Sizzler, probably a Waltzers by the looks of it, Funhouse. There's some little juvenile rides as well, and some food and prize stalls as well. So slush shack, where you can get yourself a nice cold icy slush. So Withernsea Fun Fair is open daily 11 AM till 6 PM, and that's on until the 31st of August from the 17th of July. So it is the majority of the summer holidays anyway. So I'll keep talking because I'm going to get copyrighted on that song. So there's a hooker duck as well. And yeah, the Sizzler, it says red, blue and yellow, so I don't know what that is. I don't know if you have to get tokens. It says you have a red token to ride that, but I don't know where you get your tokens from. This one says you've got a blue token, have a blue token to ride, but that's the Funhouse. And then the Waltzers, Weekend Offender. I'll take a little walk down just to see the quieter end of the beach, and then we'll head back and head through the arcade and the high street with all the shops. This is a quieter end. There is, I think, a park at this end. There's like a kids play area and just more wide open sand. But as far as attractions go, like shops and cafes and things, I don't think there's an awful lot once you get past the little boatyard there. But if it's just a nice quiet sandy beach day that you want with sand and sea and sun, then this could be the side of Withernsea you want. It is quite rocky at this end. The further toward the sea you get, the less rocks are there. They're all sort of been washed up on this bit, so if you're going barefoot, just watch out, because it's not that comfortable on these stones, but it is once you get out onto the nice soft carpet of sand. So yeah, I'll take a look. I'll go where I went to before. I'll try and sort of copy the route that I took in March, just for comparison reasons, for those of you that have watched the March video and then have returned to watch this one, you'll be able to make a fair comparison of how busy it is compared to March and what's here and what's not compared to March. If I do the same route, it's just easier to sort of recall and compare. Yeah, just look at that nice beach. Loads of nice beach. I mean, to be honest, even though it's in the middle of summer, it's a nice hot day, there's still areas where you can practically get it almost to yourself. Like these guys here have got this section here. There's only another couple of people in this whole section of beach, look, and there's a few in the next one. Don't like there's hardly any in the next few after that, so you could easily come down here and get a little bit of, I won't say privacy, but you get a little bit of space to yourself. Sound of the sea crashing, the waves crashing. You've got a little bit of a breeze defense with the stones down there, the big rocks and this wall. I can feel it, and you can probably hear the breeze a little bit up here just because we've got no break from it. There's no wind break, but down there, especially in that corner where you get it from two angles, I bet it's peaceful and quiet and there'll be no breeze there whatsoever. So yeah, this is where you get to like a little kids play area and park. So I'll go to that point and then turn around and head back, just as I did in March. But it's nice to see it like this. It's nice to see people on the beach and people in the sea. It's nice to see the fun fair there to bring more people in and give it a little bit more of an atmosphere. When I came in March, there wasn't much of an atmosphere. It was a little bit somber. But to be honest, pretty much all of the seaside resorts that I visited off season, sort of January to March, was pretty much the same, with the exception of Scarborough. I did visit Scarborough. I can't remember if that was March or February, March, but that was surprisingly busier than I thought it was going to be. There seemed to have been more open in Scarborough for off season than any of the other seaside resorts that I visited, which was nice. I do like Scarborough. Scarborough is probably my favourite seaside resort in the UK. I do love it there. I have done a few videos there that are on the channel from winter to summer. And a couple of months back I did go and do North Bay and South Bay and the different things that are at each. And I said on that video as well, Scarborough's a really nice seaside town where you can actually get two different experiences. You can go to North Bay or South Bay on different days, and you'll have two different days out because they're very different to each other. Check out the videos of those on the channel if you want to know why. So this is the children's play area. Look, this is Belvedere Play Park. That looks like it's situated next to the boat graveyard. Is this where the boats come to die? Or are they already dead when they arrive? I don't know. But that's the children's play area. I won't go over there because there is loads of kids over there. It's just a bit weird. But it's there. So, I'm going to head back now. I won't walk back down this same bit. I'll put you back at the fair, which is literally just at the bottom of this path here. So I'll get to the bottom, back at the fair, and I'll put you back up and we'll carry on. Okay, I'm back at the fair now. I've just walked straight down that little road there, that little path, and I'm back at the little mini fun fair. It does say all these different things have different coloured tokens to play, but I can't see where you would actually get a token from. Oh yeah, there. So you buy your tokens there, and then you've got red is 350, a blue is 3, and a yellow is 5. So you can buy your tokens, and then depending on what you want to go on, like the waltzes are a red token, so that would be 350. blue tokens are £3, so the little junior ones are £3. It's just so you're not handing cash to the ride operators, I assume. So you buy your token at the face value from the token desk, and then you just exchange those coloured tokens for the relevant rides. So you're best off, if you are coming, have a look around first, see what you'd like to do or see what your kids would like to do, and then make sure you get the correct tokens for those rides. But at £3 minimum cost, £3 for the juvenile rides, £3.50 for the slightly bigger ones, and £5 for the prize stalls. It's not going to be a cheap day, I'll tell you that. I'm going to go through the pier entrance here, look, the little monument, the castle theme, and we'll go down to the beach there. I'm going to go down and actually put my feet on the sand, as I like to do when I go to these places. So we'll head through here, see how busy it is in this section. This is probably the most popular section because this is the main area, the main way of getting on to the beach. And again, you can see just how pebbly it is. There's lots and lots of pebbles at this end. This side anyway, this side there's pebbles, that side not quite so many, but it's busy. There's a lot of people about. I don't think I'm going to walk out to the sea just because it's fairly far out, but I'll get my feet on the sand. Such a nice day. Such a nice day. It can get a little bit too hot in these sort of places. That's why this breeze is a really welcomed breeze. It's nothing to sort of, you're not going to need a hoodie or a jumper or anything in this breeze. It's just a nice, comforting, cooling breeze that I think is absolutely necessary. We're heading abroad in 12 days. We're going over to France. We're going to spend a week in France. And I think that is forecast to be around 30-degree bright sunshine for most of the time we're there. So that's going to be a little bit tricky in the heat, as we're out and about for pretty much the whole week. We're out and about. We've got things planned in Paris. We've got a holiday a Eurocamp that we've got booked. We're going to go do at least one theme park. We've got a French theme park in mind. Can you name a French theme park? No, it's not that one. Not this time anyway. We are planning that, but that's not next week. We've got another French theme park, Parc Asterix, which is one of the biggest theme parks in France. We've got that planned for a day out, and then we've got loads of things to do in Paris as well. So we're looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that series of vlogs. Paris in the summer of 2025. But look, there's loads of people in the sea here at Withernsea. Cooling off. It's just nice. It's so good to see it like this. Love it. And then there's all these nice rocks as well to sort of make a little base on. Put your towel on. Keeps it dry off the sand. So that's that. And as I say, now we'll head into that little gardens, the sunken gardens that used to be the paddling pool many years ago. We'll have a look at what's in there, we'll have a look in the arcade, and then we're going to take a little stroll down the high street and see how busy the shops are. I can't quite remember how busy it was in March down the high street when I came, but I think a high street, even in a seaside town, a high street is like the main hub for the locals. You know, there'll always be a Heron, a pharmacy, you know, a normal grocer shop like Lidl or Aldi or something like that, and cafes for the locals to go to during the winter. There were still those sort of things being used in the winter, so it wasn't exactly dead down a high street, just because you never really find that even in the winter at seaside towns. But it was fairly quiet. There was not, I wouldn't have expected there was many tourists there, didn't seem it. So maybe today there might be quite a lot more tourists. So we'll head back through here into the gardens, see what's going on. Okay. I might have to use the public toilets before I leave. Checking the time. I might actually have time to just nip down to Hornsey and do a quick walk around Hornsey while it's a 30-degree day in the summer. The Sizzler's going round. I'm going to head down here, have a look at this, see what the pricing's like on these inflatables, and then get into the arcades. I wonder if they've got aircon. We'll find out if the arcades have got air conditioning. There's a cafe in there, there's a kids soft play in there as well, and we'll find out what else there is. There's no price on the bouncy castle. Can't see any prices, but I guess they'll tell you if you ask. And there's a little tiny little kids play area over there. There's really not a lot going on kids wise. I think there's something going on entertainment wise. Not sure what it is, but there's a load of kids all with water pistols all congregated into a circle there, and there's a guy with some water buckets. So I'm assuming it's something to do with getting wet. By the looks of it, it's some kind of water fight. But there's a fair few people sat around watching that. So I'll head up, go into the arcade on the far left over there, and then I'll walk right through it, and we'll take in everything that's inside. And then that'll bring us out for the high street to walk back down, see what's going on.
So do we, but the kids love it. Yeah, we do.
There is a leisure centre just to the right down there as well, and there's a swimming pool in there, so if you fancy going for a swim. I think sometimes they do inflatables. I don't know if they're doing through the summer or what. I'm not sure what the timetable is, but you can have a look online at the Withernsea Leisure Centre. The East Riding Leisure down there, just straight down there and on your left. And then this is Game King, so we'll head inside here and just have a walk through to the other side. Some little cars there, you put £1 in if they're still £1, I think they are. Most things have gone up to £2 now, like that. And that's the little kids play area in there. Space Camp, it's called. So there's slides and all sorts in there. And then there's bowling as well. And then a little cafe here that serves Costa. So you get yourself a nice Costa coffee, an iced one, and an iced coffee. Very nice. Smells nice, smells like coffee and money, coffee and coins. That's the whiff of the arcades here at Withernsea. There's a prize shop there for tokens, if you're getting tokens on your machines, or tickets rather. It says snooker as well. I think there's a snooker hall at the end there. Never really seen in there, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'll have a look. There is some pool tables at this end. And there you go, that is the Withernsea Arcade. And then you come out, and we're back in front of the gardens, look. There is another little arcade here. This is just a smaller one. I'll show you it. I don't think it's very busy. In fact, there's nobody in here, but there is a little bowling alley as well. mini bowling, and there is a pool table. Yeah, this one's a little bit weird because it's so quiet, there's no atmosphere and there's nobody in here compared to the one next door, but there you go, that's that. I made it out. A little indoor market there, and then you've got your fish and chip shops, your rock shops and ice cream shops and things. There is an ice cream shop over there, Seaside I think it's called, Seasiders, and they do all kinds of flavours. I'll show you a few of the different flavours. Soft whip ice cream they do. We have been here before and got some cool flavours. It's called Seasiders ice cream, and you can get all sorts of crazy things. You can get a Dr. Pepper one, look. You get Jack Daniels, a Jack Daniels sundae. There's all sorts, toxic waste, dandelion and burdock, blackjack, bounty, Vimtown, Turkish delight. Beer all day showing you more, but there's loads of different ones, and that's here. And there is some seating as well. There's some benches and tables to sit down. And this will literally bring us out at the end of the high street, so we'll just take a walk down there and see what shops are there. It's just your standard seaside offering with regard to high street shops, I think. Oh, it was when we was last here. We'll check it out together and see. There is 2 good chippies apparently, so I'm told. I have tried them, but I don't know how they compare to other chippies. They was nice. I don't know if they're the best in Withernsea, but they was both nice. The golden haddock there, and then the lifeboat on the corner there. I think the lifeboat, Danny from Rate My Takeaway was there a couple of months ago, so I don't think he was that impressed, but he's done a lot of nice places to eat, I guess. He's got a high bar. He's raised the bar quite high for food, I imagine. But I find it alright, it's nice enough. So we'll see what's down the high street then. There is still a few closed units, look. That one's completely closed. This one's closed. The one next to it is empty. There's Prego Takeaway, missing a G. That one over there, Frostbite, that's closed. So there's a fair few closed units for the height of summer in a seaside town high street, which is not nice, not good to see. There's obviously a Coupland's and a Heron Food opposite, and there is a Toffs. There is an original factory shop just down the other side of this road on the left hand side, which are quite common in seaside towns, as I've mentioned in many other vlogs at seaside towns. There's traffic warden there giving tickets out. Oh dear. Oh dear. He's got a ticket already. Loading only because he's half in the loading bay. Okay, there's a post office across there as well, a Dove House Hospice, and a pub. I think there is a little market down there as well. A little market at the bottom. Never really seen that. I'm not sure if there's much still there, but a little outdoor market down Piggy Lane. I think there is toilets down there as well. And there's another arcade on this front as well, the Olympic. But again, that don't look very busy. The only arcade that looks busy is the main one, the Game King and the Fantasy Island or Fantasy World next to it. There's a busker here. And yeah, that's a supermarket over there, that's an Aldi on the corner. And then the Toffs is just on the left here. You can just see the fascia of the front of the store now, Toffs. And then that's the leisure centre down there, so this is where we started. So that is that. I could go and show you the lighthouse, but the lighthouse won't be any different to the last video that I did in March. So if you want to check out where the lighthouse is in regard to from the seafront, in relation to where we are now, and you've never been to Withernsea, you want to go check out the lighthouse, check that other video out from March, and that'll show you exactly how to get there. But I'm not going to do that walk today. just because I'm just trying to focus on what might be a little bit different compared to the last video, and that won't be any different. I'm not going in, so I can't show you inside. So that is it. We'll get back on the front, have one last little look at the beach, and then we'll wrap this video up. And then hopefully, I'll check the time, but hopefully I'll have time to go and check out Withernsea just down the road and have a look at Withernsea Freeport as well. The last time I went to Withernsea and Withernsea Freeport was like a ghost town. So many empty units there, and there was nobody else there. It was so quiet, and it was such a shame. So it'll be quite interesting to go and see today, to see if it's any different in the summer, and see if any of the empty units have been filled, or many of the empty units have been filled. It'd be nice if it was all full. I always think a full unit paying half rent is better than an empty unit paying full rent, because you're not going to get anything from an empty unit. I don't know why the landlords don't just massively reduce the rates that tenants would pay to boost occupation of the empty units and get people in them, and then get more people there, get more shoppers there. It just seems a lot of landlords would just rather hold out for full rent and leave it empty for 3 or 4 years, getting nothing. But what do I know? What do I know? But yeah, there's the Withernsea seafront in August, summer holidays 2025. Looking as inviting as ever, with the blue sky and the sunshine and the lovely breeze, sand, sea, fish and chips, and everything that the good old British seaside brings in the summer holidays. Really good. Okay, I'm sweating now, so I'm going to get back in the car with the aircon on for half an hour and cool down and head to Withernsea. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do pop a like on it. Don't forget to click that subscribe button for more content like this. And let me know in the comments if you've been to Withernsea in the summer, if you plan to come. What's your thoughts on it? Let me know what your thoughts are. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one, which might be Withernsea. For me it'll be in half an hour, for you it might be in a day or two. Thanks for watching from Withernsea in the summer holidays. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.